Good morning, good evening, wherever you are. Warm greetings from the Philippines. I'm Cecile Guidote Alvarez, and we are thankful to UNFCCC that we have this global stage to persuade the world that education for all indeed is a human right, and culture, heritage, and arts provides the catalyst for learning. And our battle cry is to live in peace with all nations and in harmony with Mother Earth, so that we can stop violence against mankind and nature. But to attain peace and sustainable development, we must declare war against poverty and pollution, ignorance and injustice, terrorism and tyranny, not by compulsion, but by persuasion, not by force of arms and missiles, but by the power of art synergized with media. We have dubbed it the SDGs, Peace and Climate Techno ResiliART Earth-Saving Education. We are one global family afflicted by catastrophes, destruction of lives, livelihood, homes, disabilities, and we must not surrender. As artists and with all of our partners, we refuse to surrender to a grim reality. Our partners, South-South Cooperation Council, Climate Institute, as well as our cooperation with the Azerbaijan NGO coalition, with the support of our own government through the Senate Committee on Environment and Climate Change, Senator Villar, as well as the endorsement of the DNR through the Philippine Pavilion. We are so grateful that we were able to have a convergence for a recommendation to input culture in the climate conference. And we had been very lucky to be able to have really partners from the ministry or the special envoy of Kenya, Ali Mohammed, as well as, of course, the concurrence of the NGO coalition here in Azerbaijan, as well as even the concurrence of some leaders of Brazil, that indeed we can put on the table, incorporate a climate manifestation through arts to show and reach everyone, conscientize, inform about the crisis we are facing. What are the solutions, the possible action that we must all collectively undertake? And as we know, in Brazil, we had a tricontinental agreement, and here with Mr. Ali Mohammed, we had been able to arrange conversations with the leadership of Brazil, and we are hoping that there will be in the different pavilions in Belém, we can have a cultural input, a manifestation drawing from the wealth of cultural diversity of each country, and providing the creative input to understand what we all have to do to be able to help each other to stop and not breach 1.5 degree or Armageddon will happen. So It is inclusive. We deal with all persons with disabilities, those in difficult circumstances, and you will see that here we have the support of UNESCO, Mr. Otone himself, the ADG for Culture. And we have had meetings, even with the UNESCO Director General Asoulay and ADG Matoko, that have provided UNESCO patronage for this global cultural movement. Also, we had support from the Asia Pacific Bureau of what we would consider the UNESCO program. We would like now to share with you a sample of putting together, through technology synergized with performing arts, a video which hopefully crystallizes in a very short moment this desire to protect people and planet, as well as promote peace and equitable prosperity through partnerships. So please listen to this video or watch it. Wala siya eh. Here daw. Double.
The permanent multimedia installation on the Sustainable Development Goals organized by the EarthSavers Streams Ensemble will highlight the Pact for the Future introduced by the Secretary General and adopted by consensus of all UN member states at the Summit of the Future on 22-23 September. The Pact for the Future is a pivotal commitment pledging concrete actions to build a world that is safer, more peaceful, sustainable, and inclusive for future generations. At a time of profound global transformation, when we face growing existential risks, many caused by our choices we make, it is our shared responsibility to change course and create a more sustainable and equitable future for all. In this period, I commend the EarthSavers Dreams Ensemble, a UNESCO artist for peace, for the ongoing dedication to working alongside UNESCO to safeguard the planet and promote peace.
And now we'd like to let you know that ADG Otone has been favorable to an inclusive, interdisciplinary, intercultural, interfaith process of cultural caregiving to vulnerable groups, especially to PWDs.
It is an honor to join you today for this event, EarthSavers, Dreams Ensemble, an organization that shares UNESCO's commitment to fostering sustainable development and peace, with a particular focus on empowering marginalized groups, including people with disabilities, women, youth, and also indigenous peoples.
We would like to share a sample that we hope can be undertaken by all countries to reflect on the relevance of the SDGs within their own local conditions, their dreams, their problems, their hopes, and to show also the terrible devastation. Even now, the Philippines is agonizing for super typhoons in 3 weeks. This is an appeal for ceasefire and for decarbonization so that we can provide a safe, healthy future for our children.
When can you feel my pain?
You saw a fusion of performance by the EarthSavers Dreams Ensemble, honored as UNESCO Artists for Peace. The singers are blind, the performers are crippled, but they are joined by indigenous youth. And what is important is we hope that we can encourage all countries to harness and mobilize their cultural traditions, indigenous heritage as a platform in order to crystallize their reflection on making the SDGs alive and workable to better the condition of their communities. And they can showcase it, hopefully, in Brazil, if every country would bring in their cultural manifestation. We had very good conversations with the Special Envoy on Climate Change, Luis Machado, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Marco Cabral, and of course, we have the encouragement from the NGO coalition in Azerbaijan, Mr. Lamil Iskandarli. So we hope that our meetings here, together with other partners, and the importance of involving everyone, the lonely, the lost, the least, the marginalized, with cultural caregiving to train them for empowerment, healing trauma, generating creative industries, to vulnerable, the indigenous, the out of school, the orphan, the street kids, the senior citizens who confront bias and prejudice, to build their confidence and capacity for innovation, flexibility, critical thinking, freedom of expression, and courage of commitment to secure the dream of a dignified life. So you can see all of our partners. We have Stefan Bouffary from Energies 2050 with the Arts Planet. We have Victor Sivek and Dewey Sakayan who are with us, and they will be sharing some of the work. We also were linked with Ocean Care because it's part of the concerns of the India Water Foundation, and also to make sure that the youth are really linked and appreciate our ancestral traditions, our indigenous heritage. We have to reveal them, banner them, appreciate it as a source of inspiration for contemporary artistic expressions. So we would also like to showcase here, we had at the Philippine Pavilion a sculpture by Jens Galashot, and this is the value of interaction. We are thinking with him from Denmark, visiting in the Philippines, joined by our own sculptors, as well as from other countries in ASEAN, Africa, and Latin America. We can create a 17 SDG sculptural garden. And these are the ways of manifesting and connecting to people, recharge conscience, enlighten us, and care, the need to embed the values of compassion and concern. So we'd like to also say that we're also involved with Shantana Schilling, as well as, of course, with the youth sector that is in the Faith Pavilion. So now we would like to pass on, besides showing that our Senate is assisting us, Senator Villar, we're in link with other senators that have been helpful to support this concept. We have the endorsement of our UN mission, and as well as our UNESCO delegation. And we have a partner, which is the Manila Clock Tower Museum, where we have permanent installations of murals about the SDGs and the plight of refugees. So we're hoping that we can build up a creative army, interdisciplinary, a rainbow army for peace and climate justice. Now, may we pass on the mic to another colleague, Victor Seebeck, who is the chair of the South-South Cooperation Council, and we're all together in the International Theatre Institute. He's co-president from Colombia, as well as in our Social Change Network.
Thank you, Cecile. I just wanted to say very briefly that this process is actually not new. It started already at Rio Plus 20, where we signed a tricontinental agreement by Kenya for Africa, Philippines for Asia, and Colombia for Latin America. And this road has continued until now. We have this declaration to which Cecile has already referred. And I'm going next week to the 15th anniversary of Mission Presidencial, which is an organization which groups 32 former presidents of South and Central America, where we're going to present this resolution. And then at the end of March in Brazil, there is a meeting of the Executive Committee and regional American branch of the International Theatre Institute, where we will already begin preparations for the input into Belém COP 30. So perhaps we could ask Dewey Sakayan now to...
Yeah, we'd also establish our appreciation for the support of the Office of the Special Assistant to the President in the Philippines, and that is Secretary Anton Lagdameo. Before now, we can ask Dewey Sakayan. She is the face of youth energy and dynamism. She serves also as the EarthSavers focal person for UNFCCC.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Dewey Sakayan. I am a lawyer by trade. I finished law, politics, and economics at the University of Auckland in New Zealand. And I am a proud climate advocate who, over the last 10 years, have been in the UNFCCC COP system, really pushing for climate justice through international law, through partnership, through lobbying, and most importantly, through art. I stand before you today not merely as a lawyer, but as an advocate for the extraordinary power of art to inspire, to provoke, and ultimately to transform. In New Zealand, we ran a very successful campaign called the Zero Carbon Act. This started in 2016 as a response to the Paris Agreement being approved at COP 21. We wanted to demystify this law, and so over the last 3 years, we had been using artivism, lobbying, and persuasion to bring about this legal development, which then passed in November 2019. The Zero Carbon Act sought to tackle political short-termism, is what we call it, because we wanted to make sure that climate action is something that is embedded within our laws. And on the way there, we had to tap into many different communities, but more importantly, through people's emotions. And the way we did that was through art. Through our posters, through our poems, through our songs, through our dance, and even through our partnerships with the indigenous communities, the Maori people. We managed to actually create an explosion of support for the Zero Carbon Act. For centuries, artists have been the conscience of society, using their unique lens to expose injustice, celebrate beauty, and challenge the status quo. The intersection of art and advocacy is a potent force that can ignite social change. When artists and lawyers collaborate, they create a formidable alliance capable of amplifying voices, challenging norms, and demanding justice. And so, again, I invite all of you as a call to action to support culture and heritage and art, and really embed that within the COP pavilions, moving forward from COP30 onwards. Thank you.
On behalf of the EarthSavers, founded by the late Senator Earthson Alvarez, we would like to give our appeal. Please let us consider arts as a mirror to use and see our foibles and seize our strengths to forge our respective identities, use it as an armor against our social ills, a memory bank. We cannot forget, we cannot have amnesia about the overheating of the earth. We must care for our traditions as an anchor for adversities and providing hope. So with this appeal, we hope that we can together act to save the future. We would like also to thank Nasir Katak and Michelle Fetting, also our partners in Climate Institute, and a number of others like the Seoul Institute of the Arts and La Mama. We are encouraging, please mobilize artists for this movement, for us to stop violence against mankind and Mother Earth. Let us defuse the ecological time bomb of global warming and provide a clean, safe, peaceful Earth for our children and the next generations. Let us fulfill our commitment to the SDGs 2030 agenda. And we have to understand that we must invest as well, not just on our natural resources, but on our cultural traditions and artistic expertise for effective cultural communications, reaching every sector, truly leaving no one behind, caring for the future for our children and the next generation. Let us think of the traditional indigenous wisdom. Do not do anything that will hurt the 7th generation of the youth. Do not do anything that will disrespect the heritage given by our ancestors, from our parents to all of our grandparents up to the 7th generation. We must have a peaceful world, a sustainable world. Ano? Yung 144 pa. So we end with some more music, and thank you, and hope to see you in Brazil, where there will be a creative explosion of techno arts caring for the world. Sige, pwede pa.